From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier, cultural choice.
So I don't know what the deal is, ladies and gentlemen, but we're here. So let's chop it up while we're here. Excuse me. Glad to have everybody tuning in. I'm going to have some people call in shortly to let us know what the deal is with Twitter, what's going down with them. Why is there some kind of outage and why are certain things not showing up on the Twitter timeline? Again, when I tried to repost this, in fact, why don't y'all do this? Why don't y'all repost the link to this on your timeline? Let me see if I can try to do it myself on my thing too, because I can't see anything going on my timeline. I can't see nothing, but obviously some of you guys can see me, so that's good enough. But how y'all doing, man? I hope you guys have had a great week so far. I hope you checked out the broadcast I did on YouTube earlier. Yeah, you can tell there's some stuff going on because we would have a few hundred people in right now. We have a little under 200, so we would by now it would be more people in here. So interesting. I wonder what's going on with Twitter. I wonder why they're having technical difficulties. You know what? This kind of ties into that movie. What's that movie? Leave the. Oh, damn, I forgot the name of the movie. The movie on Netflix. Why am I having a brain fart? I forgot what the name of the movie is. Leave the Day Behind, something like that. But this kind of ties into faulty internet interruptions, things of that nature. Excuse me. Things of that nature. So now we got a major social media platform that's down right now. So that's a very interesting dynamic, ladies and gentlemen. And what was this stuff, man? I saw some stuff people tweeting about TD Jakes. There's some rumors going around that the whole Diddy situation had TD Jakes tied into it, and they're saying there's some Baptist bussy activity going on. I don't know what to believe. It's all over the place. There's Baptist bussy going on, and they're saying that TD Jakes is in some Baptist bussy situation. They're calling him a power bottom. I don't know what to believe. It's so much stuff out here now. What's up, Nikki the God? I see you, beloved. It's so much stuff going on out here. I don't know. It's confusion. Lord, there's a lot of confusion out here. But let me get some people on here to kind of let us know. Just look, I see more people coming in. Let's get the Black Hand. Okay. The Black Hand. The Black Hand, hop on. The Black Hand, hop on. The Black Hand, you want to unmute your microphone, or is there some technical difficulties going on with your flip phone, sir? I don't think it's Twitter. I think your flip phone is just janky. The Black Hand, do you want to say something? Because it doesn't sound like your Black Hand is working on that phone. All right, let's get Vandy. Let's get Miss Vandy in here.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Vandy, how are you, beloved?
I am blessed. Thank you for asking.
Now, where you from, Vandy?
I am from Inglewood, California.
Shout out to Inglewood, beloved.
Shout out
Have,
to Inglewood.
have you been to the Hidden History Museum yet?
I have not. Where is that located?
Oh, so it's on Jefferson, right on Jefferson and Arlington.
Oh, actually, yes. They did close it down though during COVID-19. I haven't been since.
No, 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 no. It hadn't been closed down. No, we opened after COVID. So,
Oh. Okay, then
this,
yeah, it's a different one.
yeah. So you got to come through. So what's on your mind, Vandy?
I was just joining to talk about Leave the World Behind and our dependency on technology and social media, and how when things like this happen, people do go into a frenzy and kind of like don't know what to do in response to things like this.
Yes, yes, yes. And that is a problem. And then that movie, it seemed like it was getting us psychologically prepared for that.
And I also think it's interesting to point out the fact of who's producing that movie, um, and why they wanted to produce that movie at this time. So I do think there was a bit of fear mongering happening with that movie, but I do think there's a lot of realistic things being pointed out. Now, I don't find it a coincidence the Obamas had their hands in it and they do some interesting things.
Yep, yep, yep.
But I do think as a message, people are very reactive and not preventative or not prepared for things like that to happen.
Right, right. Very good point. Thank you so much, beloved. But yeah, another thing in that movie, and we've done several broadcasts about it, and some of you have seen the movie. If you've seen the movie, one thing you notice that the black man in the movie, one of the main protagonists, the black man, I think his name was George in the movie. He was a pretty well-to-do, kind of financially stable black man. He was in the know. He knew about certain elitist groups and cabal, so he knew a lot of information. His daughter was very conscious. His daughter was very woke. All right. He knew about all of these little cartels and all of these little secret meetings. He had inside information. But one thing, did y'all notice? He was the most unprepared. He wasn't prepared for nothing. He and I want us to learn from that too. Because my homie Plaz pointed that out to me. One of my old player partners pointed that out to me. He was like, well, the black man, this nigga wasn't prepared for nothing, which he wasn't. He had all this paper. He knew about certain things, but wasn't prepared. And that's reflective of a lot of us out here and in black society. Black folks be knowing a whole bunch of shit, right? You have a lot of woke folks and conscious folks, but when something go down, you're not prepared. You don't have things laid out. This whole get the money and floss thing, that ain't it. You got to get your money and prepare. You got to be set up and prepared so that if anything go down, you're good. And also you have to think as an independent nation. You understand? We have to think in terms of being an independent nation. If things go down, if the technology fails, who are you going to turn to? See, this is why networking is very important. This is why getting alliances and allegiances with other like minded people is very important. This is why I'm always pushing us getting together to network with each other. That's important. And black folks in that movie, we need to learn from that. It's saying a lot of real shit. A lot of black people, especially well-to-do black people, I mean, when I mean well-to-do, financially well-to-do, when you get access to white society, you think, hell, I'm in there. You don't understand. If something go down, you're going to be the first one they cut off. And since you've alienated yourself from other black people, what are you going to do? That's one thing you never want to do. You always want to have some kind of connections to the grassroots. You always want to have that connection. A lot of black people, and I can understand why. Look, when you get some paper, you kind of you want to get into another tax bracket, and you want to kind of hobnob with a certain tax bracket. Sometimes, especially if you came up out of a financially strapped community, you don't want to associate too much with that sometimes because a lot of people are predatory. Let's be real. You got a lot of people who are predatory. That is a real thing. When people say, hey man, come back down to the hood or whatever, the thing is, if you're not a person who knows how to navigate in the hood like that, it's never a good idea. That's why rappers always get robbed, because a lot of them dudes they weren't really no street dudes in the beginning. So they don't really know how to navigate. They don't really know how to handle themselves in street situations. So that's why a lot of them end up as sitting ducks and marks. They really don't know how to navigate those situations. So it's understandable that a lot of people, sometimes you just want to not be around financially strapped environments, because sometimes people are looking at you as food. Sometimes people are preying on you. You start getting around certain folks and they don't have it and you do, then truth be, people plot. They do plot. And everybody ain't really popping your collar like that. And even if they're popping your collar, sooner or later, they're going to want to try to get a bag. I mean, look at the situation that's happening with Diddy right now. And innocence, guilt, whatever. And when I'm saying innocence of guilt, no, he's not really. Nobody's accusing him of a crime except this one lady. But the thing is, all this stuff is being dogpiled on later on, years later. This sounds like a money grab. So you got to understand, a lot of folks, man, when their little money run out and they've been around somebody who done had something, their imagination gets to going. You understand? So that's a real fear that certain people do have. Am I hanging around people who ain't really got nothing popping like that, or people who ain't got nothing to lose? But the thing is, you do want to have a network with people on the grassroots. I don't mean just hanging around dusty niggas and doing dusty nigga shit. You do need to be around some people who are in the community doing some fly shit or making a difference. So it's very important to understand that balance. It's very important to understand that. Um, Let me see. Who we got? Who's this person? Gorgeous Lux Baby. All right, hop on. Gorgeous Lux Baby.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Great. I see Twitter's down.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to be in the space.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? Go ahead, speak, ma'am. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Um, yeah, I was just wondering what's going on. What do you think is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a very interesting thing that's going on. I don't know what's going on with Twitter. It's interesting. We're just talking about the conspiracy theories and all that stuff. Now, what's your name again? Gorgeous Lux Baby. Now, where you from, ma'am?
I'm from Los
Like a
Angeles.
lot of people from Los Angeles in here. What part of LA you from, man?
I live in West Hollywood.
Okay. Have you been to the Hidden History Museum yet, ma'am?
No, I haven't
Nah,
been.
you're slipping, ma'am. You got to come on through.
I'll have to check it out. Hidden
Yes,
History.
the Hidden History Museum. You got to come on through. We have a lot of great events there. You got to come on through. So have you seen that movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind? Have you seen that?
Yes, sir, I
So
have.
does this kind of remind you of that?
Absolutely. And it reminds me of Klaus Schwab, the leader of the World Economic Forum, saying like a year or two ago that that we were all worried about the pandemic, but that was something that we shouldn't be worried about. He was saying that we should be extremely worried, definitely worried about the major cyber attack that was going to come and shut everything down. So I just think
Mm.
it's really weird that, everything he usually says, and to think that he put all those young global leaders in place like Trudeau and like people who we dealing with right now in place. I feel like who knows, even if this isn't like the quote unquote cyber attack, I feel like that maybe they're preparing for one.
And they were talking about a cyber attack a few weeks ago from China. They were saying that China, there were some people in the cyberspace technology community saying that there's been kind of an alert to look out for China because they might be ramping up a major cyber attack on the United States. So, and this was a couple of weeks ago. They were saying this. So, with this happening now, everybody's antennas are kind of up. You know.
Right, and I know that usually they like give you a little bit of crumbs before they actually give you the whole loaf. So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yes, indeed. All right, beloved. Well, thank you so much, dear. I
thank
appreciate your
you.
call. Mhm. Shout out to that lovely sister. But yeah, man, they were talking about a cyber attack a few weeks ago from China. And y'all remember, we were talking about these Chinese guys who look like they were in the military coming over the damn border in Mexico. And they're catching these guys looking like somebody just dropped them off from a plane somewhere and then they just kind of moseyed across the border, and it looked real strange. These were not no poor, desperate migrants. These guys looked like they were military operatives. They had like new clothes and um, new backpack gear and stuff like that. So it was a very weird look. So this open border thing, man, we don't know who's been let over here. And we got to understand, remember, some months ago, they had those Chinese spy balloons floating all over the place. Then they downplayed it, and these spy balloons were going near military installations throughout the country. Real interesting dynamic, man. Real interesting dynamic. Let me get Valley Girls. Let's get Valley Girls in here. We're a lot of LA people in here tonight. Shout out to my Los Angeles family. I'm glad to have y'all in here. Valley Girls, hop on.
Hey, hey, thank you so much for letting me up. And, I just want to jump on here and just say thank you for everything that you're doing. I've watched Hidden Colors so many times. I've sent it to any and everybody I can think of. And as an educator, I encourage everyone, especially if you're homeschooling, you could take just a piece of each one of his documentaries and just do a whole teaching lesson on this. This is what we need for our children to educate them as early as possible on the real truth of our history. So I just wanted to get on and shout you out. And the other only quick thing that I wanted to say was, as it relates to that movie, I don't know if people paid attention to, in one scene, they were dropping those flyers out, and the guy said it was written in Korean. And then when they went and met up with the guy from Footloose, he said his friend said it was in another language. So for me, it just lets me know if anything does happen, you best believe it's the government and it's intentional and it's planned. They want to always think that we're, at enemies with all these other different countries, but it's our own government that's effing us around. You best believe that in the education system, in the medical system, and in our food system. So we really have to work together. All this different division with the Hebrews and the Amor and all of this, we have to come together because it's power of the people. And they have used that to keep us divided. So I'm not going to go on a tantrum, but much love to you. I appreciate everything you do. It's very, very valuable, and I'm definitely going to use it in the way that I help educate and do what I do as it relates to homeschooling. So shout out to you.
Thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate that. And shout out to everybody who has the Hidden Colors series and they're utilizing it to teach the babies. That's absolutely what you're supposed to do. Let's get Trinity. Let's get Trinity in here. Trinity. Miss Trinity. I'm glad the ladies are calling up. It's a different energy with the
Oh my
ladies
God.
in here.
I didn't know you would have me up so soon.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Oh,
What's going on?
can I come back up in like 5 minutes?
What you in there doing? Are you changing
I'm
clothes?
about
What
to
you
use
doing?
some of our cultural deodorant in a few.
Okay. Do you have some root work deodorant? Do you have some of the?
Absolutely.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
absolutely love it. My favorite is the mango.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't think that I would like the lavender, but surprisingly, I really like it. My husband uses it, but I love the
Yeah,
packaging. It's beautiful. I love it.
yeah. Thank you so much, dear. But I'll have you back on in a sec. I'll
Yeah,
let you
sorry
get it
about.
together. Yes, indeed. We'll let her get it together. Y'all better get that root work, man. People really love the root work. We have so many different scents. We have, and all of them, the root work deodorant, it's foundational Black American theme. It's paying homage to our foundational Black American culture of root work and conjure, because we, foundational Black Americans, we were the first doctors here. People would go to us to get healed. We were the healing people. We were the root people, the root workers, the conjurers. We were the ones we were an agrarian people because we're out there working in the field. So we knew plants and herbs and roots. We knew what would heal you. We were the ones people were going to. The dominant society, they didn't know that stuff. They got all of that stuff from us, family. We were curing these people. We were curing each other. Family, we survived one of the greatest atrocities in human history. Family, we were surviving that. No other group would survive anything like that. And one of the ways we survived it, we understood medicine, we understood herbs, we knew how to heal ourselves. We're working in all of these different degrees of weather. We knew how to warm ourselves up, cool ourselves down. We got a cold, we knew what herbs and what roots to use. We knew this stuff. During pregnancy, we knew what roots to get the sisters to have a better childbirth. The dominant society, these people didn't know that stuff. In fact, they were testing out the pain limits of sisters. Real heavy dynamic. So we have to understand who we are and what we've done. And then the root word pays homage to that. All right, let's see who we got. A lot of folks in the building. Let's get Nakia Brown. Nakia Brown. Let's get Nakia Brown in the building. Nakia Brown came to get down. Nakia, Nakia Brown, you want to turn your microphone on? Hello, Nakia, are you okay over there? Do we need to call somebody?
Oh no.
Okay, okay. Sound like you were held hostage.
Oh no.
Okay, okay. Is everything good over there, ma'am?
Everything is okay.
Nakia, what city are you calling from, beloved?
Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore.
Yeah.
What is on your mind, Miss Nakia?
Well, I was just listening in. I just was listening.
Okay, so you just hit the request button by mistake,
Yes,
right?
I'm new to this. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Nakia, let me let you get back down there. Nakia, don't smoke this late. It's too late to be smoking a blunt. Okay?
Why?
Yeah, yes, because you doing shit like that. That's why. All right. Let's see. Y'all want to smoke a blunt and listen to Mr. Tariq, and sometimes y'all do high stuff. That's something that high people do. They hit buttons they ain't supposed to hit. Ooh, Lord, I done turned the microwave on. I'm supposed to turn the TV on. Shit. All right. You up here trying to change the microwave to ESPN because you didn't hit a blunt. Lord. All right. We got a lot of people in here. I'm glad that a lot of people were still able to log on, even with the Twitter down situation. But we got to keep our eyes open for these potential cyber attacks. We got to keep our eyes open. So every little thing, even with Twitter down for a little taste, that's something that should raise our antennas. And think, family, what are you going to do? Let's say the internet, there was a major cyber attack. Let's just paint the scenario. Let's say there's a major cyber attack from some foreign entity. Not only do they take down the internet, they start freezing and messing up the banking systems. You understand this thing can go all types of ways. Yeah. What if they start doing stuff like that? You can't get your paper out. Are you prepared? You dig? You get stuck in an elevator somewhere. Or you're at a hotel and you get locked out of your hotel. You know that happened in Vegas. Remember, not too long ago in Vegas, there were some hackers who hit the MGM hotels. They hit them up and start messing with their computer system, and then hit the whole hotel up for ransom. They said, "Hey, you better hit us with umpteen million of them things in bitcoins. I think they got them in bitcoins or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure of all the details, but yeah, there was a hacking crew that hit up the casinos and made them break bread. Yeah. So people, these institutions are vulnerable, man. You never know. These shits are very vulnerable. So if something were to happen, the internet gets shut down and you can't get access to your paper, black family, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? Do you have your food stored? Do you have your water stored? Do you have a generator at your house? You understand? All of you listening, family, everybody should have. This is what you should have in your house right now. If you don't have it, go out and get it tomorrow. No matter what it costs, just get it. It's a one-time thing, and you just need it in your house. Number one, you're going to need walkie-talkies. That's number one, so that even with the local walkie-talkies, you can just kind of communicate with those around you in the house or some of your neighbors, or if you're in an apartment, you can communicate with people within your apartment. If you've been around me and my crew, we always have walkie talkies on us. Whenever we do events, we don't really talk on cell phones. We got walkie talkies that we use all the time. So you got to have the walkie talkies. Number two, you got to have that freeze dried stored food bin. There's bins of food, buckets of food you can get that's dried, and the food lasts for 25 years. There's these stored food buckets that you can get, and I think you can get them on, well, I know you can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Amazon, and this stored food, they got different types of food. All you have to do is add water. It's dry, and I think they can feed, some of them can feed a family of four for like a month. And I'm looking at Google where you can find them. Hold on one second. I'm gonna give y'all the name because I got a few of those food bins. Okay, so yeah, they got the you go to Amazon, they got non-perishable meals. They got something called the entree kit. They have the Augustin Farms 30-day supply emergency food. You get like 200 servings. They got like oatmeal, they got breakfast, lunch, dinner. All you got to do is add water, and you can store the food for 25 to 30 years. Also, they have something called survival tabs. And I think the military uses these things too. It's like food replacement for outside activities. So this like a food replacement you can chew, and it has a lot of vitamins in it, and that will keep you, so your ass won't starve to death. And it's like 700 tabs of them. Um, they're called survival tabs. You can get those. That costs like $158. You get that on Amazon, and it has all types of nutrients in it. You just have it. Stored water, you got to have it. Um, Also, seeds for planting fruit. You got to have that. Have a Thomas guide. Have a map. Um, you got to have your toilet paper stored up and stocked up. Have your toilet paper, napkins, paper towels, all that stuff. Your canned foods, have that too. Have your can openers, your flashlights, your batteries. You got to have all your batteries popping just in case things go down. But definitely a generator. Get a gas generator that you can put gas in. If you can get a solar power generator, that's a little more expensive, but you at least a gas generator. You can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or places like that to get one of those little portable gas generators to have them in your crib, because we never know when some shit pop off. You'll never know. So you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. Get candles, all that stuff. Your root work deodorant, stock up on that, because if the stores get cluttered and jammed, you want to have your toothpaste. And that's another thing we do. We get all this stuff in bulk. We got toothpaste in bulk because we got a bunch of kids. So we always get that stuff in bulk anyway. toothpaste, toilet paper, root work. I remember when COVID popped off, a lot of people couldn't get deodorant. So you had a bunch of musty fat niggas out here. You're getting fat from sitting in the house all day and musty. Yeah. So that's not a good look. So you got to be prepared from top to bottom. Let me get my brother Sir Major in the building. Sir Major, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother Tariq? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you doing, fam?
Man. The internet is undefeated once again. Get into a little bit of this. Did you see about Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes looking like
Yeah,
Bishop Eddie Long? Man, he was looking like Eddie Long
yeah,
in that photo, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They saying he's trying to get into some Baptist bussy. So, Lord,
Hey man,
Lord,
I hope it's not true. Hope it's not true. Never
me
want to
too.
wish that on a brother, but damn man, they say he was over there partying with Diddy. And then of
Yeah.
course,
Now, what was that? What was that situation with the elders and the Palestinian um
yeah, up in Detroit.
protest? What was that about?
You know,
No, what was the deal?
yeah. So that was weird. So these pro-Palestinian protesters tried it and fucked around and found out. Excuse my language. They pulled up to these black Democrats up in Detroit, Michigan, who were having a holiday dinner with the congressional leader up there, and they were protesting outside. No one was paying them any attention, so they said, "We're about to go up in here," and they went up there and got busted up. So
Mm,
a couple of them got black
mm,
eyes. The FBA sister, got injured. She got two black eyes and a busted lip. They was pushing up on the elderly folks up there. It had to be so bad that that little gay dude, that too raw dude, that the Kamala Harris,
yeah, yeah.
he actually made a video speaking out against this. That's how bad they look. So this once again
Wow.
goes to the point that you've always made, that black Americans, FBAs, we have no friends. We have no true allyship. The performative allyship from this particular community. Now they're showing their true colors when we don't really, because like you've always said, this ain't our fight. What's going on in Gaza is not our issue. So they're upset that they're not getting the response from the black community that they thought that we were going to be out in the streets protesting, shutting it down for them. So,
Yeah.
shout out to you for teaching us.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, that was horrible what they were doing. There was some black folks, some elderly black folks, man, who got some hands put on them by these allegedly by some of these Palestinian protesters. I'm like, whoa, whoa. See, this is why we don't put the cape on for folks. This is the very reason why. I'm not putting on the cape for none of these groups. That's why we ain't in their conflict. And a lot of these people on all sides, they're very upset with us because we're not lending them our moral capital. And I did a broadcast about that some weeks ago. We have the moral capital that other groups don't have. We don't do what they do. So when they're bickering with each other, there's not a lot of sympathy going towards people because a lot of these different groups done some real grimy stuff. So when they're beefing with each other, everybody's like, oh well, and then they want us to jump in the mix because see we don't we don't commit genocides. We're not doing suicide bombs and all of this weird stuff. You know, our moral record is pretty solid. We have a moral record and a moral capital that a lot of people don't have, and they want our moral legitimacy to be lended to them. That's why all of these groups, whenever they try to get something, they try to align themselves with us so that they can be comparative. That's why I don't like people comparing us to all these other groups. I did this broadcast earlier talking about how these congressional Black caucus Negroes are sitting up here talking about we're like immigrants because we had to flee the South. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here, we didn't flee no South. Nobody fled the South. Fled to where? The North wasn't any safer. We went to the North for jobs. That's the only reason we went to the North and the West because there were jobs. There's money. We weren't fleeing no damn tyranny. We had to deal with the same tyranny in the North. We dealt with the same tyrannical government all over this country. There was no place to flee to. We didn't get sanctuary from no place. Yeah? All right, let's get Miss Trinity in here. Let's see. Miss Trinity, think she's ready now. Let's get Miss Trinity. Miss Trinity? I thought she was ready.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, family. Peace, power, love, reparations to all, even our writers. Much love,
Yes.
Tariq. Already,
Mm-hmm.
much love, much respect for all you do
Mm-hmm.
for the culture. Speaking of, them aligning themselves with us, and like our brother Major just mentioned about the performative allyship and whatnot. My husband recently became like an official DJ for the Black Chamber of Commerce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, somebody asked him to be at Biden. I guess was here today in my city, and they were like trying to rally up all the Black people. And this person is like really big who called my husband, and he kind of felt some kind of way because my husband. I want to emphasize really how a lot of people don't realize how powerful our vote is.
Wait, now,
And
wait, who called your husband? Wait. We got to go back. Who was the person who called your husband?
he
Was it Al
said, no,
Sharpton?
it wasn't. He's
This
somebody.
is Al Sharpton. We need a DJ at the Boulay Bronx. Do you have Frankie Beverly and Maze Records?
Yes, right. And so, like, my husband initially, he was really, he was excited and like he felt proud and everything. And I had to like, baby, that sounds good and everything, but I had to remind him they're using Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and and he had to think about it because at first he kind of felt some kind of way, but then he came around like, yeah, baby, you were so right because we were looking at some of the recap today, and boy, oh
Mm-hmm.
boy, and our senator, she was at I inadvertently came across something she had yesterday. I guess they were at the Harris building, as they call it, the Harris
Oh,
house.
Lord.
They had some kind of
Lord.
Christmas thing going on, and people don't really conceptualize the power of our vote. And soon as somebody say, "Oh, the president," we like, "Oh, that's what have they ever done for us?" I'm like, "Come
Right,
on now,
right.
I had to bring my husband back." I'm like, you can't go." And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. I prefer you not to go. I'm not trying to boss you
Mm-hmm.
around, but we are powerful people, and the more people they have in there, the more power they have. We have to stop giving our power away.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know.
Now, I'm still trying to figure out who called the husband. Was it Simone Sanders?
No,
Was it Simone?
it was
Did
one
she
of his
want y'all?
colleagues that
It was Simone Sanders wanted you to play big back artists. She only wanted big back records played. Like they play Lizzo and Levert. She only wanted big back records. Anyway, anyway, thank you
Can
so
I
much,
ask you one
beloved.
more
Thank.
thing?
Go ahead,
If
dear. Go
you
ahead.
don't
Go ahead. Go
mind.
ahead.
One thing I always wanted to know from you, um, you always well you said a couple of times how you don't really rock with Angela Davis. And I was just curious
Hmm.
if you don't mind speaking on that. Well,
Oh,
probably all off
well,
topic. I
Angela.
just came in the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll touch on that. Well, Angela Davis. Thank you, dear. Um, Angela Davis is pushing that feminist ideology now. She's pushing this feminist ideology, and there's even people within the Panthers, who've been very suspicious about her. But boy, she's pushing all lives matter, and yeah, Angela Davis. She's not talking like she was talking back in the day, and there's a reason why they let her into the academia spaces like that. You dig? So, what is Angela Davis saying that's really popping for us right now? You know, it's a lot of feminist mumbo jumbo. I don't like gender divides. I don't like gender divides whatsoever. Black men and black women, we're the same. When I talk about black people and black empowerment, that's for black women and black men. I don't do that separation stuff. And anytime you start hearing that separation stuff, understand that's some operative language. Especially from the damn Democrats, they're very good at creating that gender divide. Black girls rock. We got to do something for the black women entrepreneurs. And when they start doing that, the other groups they don't do that. You don't see them doing that with the other groups. They only do that with us. When they're giving all of these migrants all of this damn money, they're not saying we're going to give it to the migrant women. No, they're giving it to all of them. When they were allocating resources to the Asian community, they didn't say nothing about, well, we're going to do it for Asian women. Asian women rock. No, they uplifted them as a community. They always play that little trick bag thing with us, dividing black men and women from each other. And anybody who promotes that, I look at them as an enemy of our society. I don't do that at all. We are the same. We rock together. Yeah. Black Hand, you want to get on?
Yes, sir. First, let me apologize. The Twitter wasn't working correctly.
Right. Okay. You called up before, Black Hand? You sound familiar.
Yes. I inquired about the whole Cosby. You interviewing Cosby for the your show.
You, I don't remember. You asked me to interview Cosby for the show?
Yeah. If we're to interview him and bring him to the place you have out there in California,
The
I'm sure a
museum.
lot of museum. Yes, I'm sure a lot of people would come.
Yeah.
And if you view some of that on put some of that on Facebook or not Facebook, YouTube, lots of people will watch it.
Yeah, but Mr. Cosby actually called me when we got the building. He called me and congratulated me, and actually he threw a little something, a
Yeah,
couple
I
of dollars.
remember you told me
But
that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
so
remember you told me that.
threw a little something at it. So yeah, much respect to Mr. Cosby. But I think he's kind of laying low now. But
Oh, okay.
he's
All
welcome.
right.
He's welcome anytime. Yeah, I would absolutely love him to come. Now, where you
Okay.
from? Where's that accent from? Where you from, man?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay,
Bammy business. Bammy business.
there you go, my man. I had some jerk chicken earlier. So,
Alright.
are you in Canada? That sounds like Jamaica via Canada.
No man, no. I live in New York now. I go back and forth, but Jamaica, Jamaica.
Oh, it kind of sounds like
Yeah.
that Bob Marley kind of Jamaica. Like your dad is white or something. Anybody white in
No,
your family?
no, no, sir, no, sir.
Oh,
Mm-mm. No, none of that, none of that.
okay, all right, all right. Cause you eat jerk chicken with Zataran's rice.
No,
Son.
no man, jerk chicken and rice and peas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
man.
right. There you
Mm.
go, my man, my man. All right,
Um, I
go
have
ahead.
just two things.
Yeah,
In New York today, Governor Holcomb and Al Sharpton went on this nonsense about reparations, and they're going to do a study. The word study is a code word, and a study can just lock things on for 10, 15, 20 years and
mm,
nothing gets done.
right,
So that's a trick. That's a mind screw. When you hear the word studies being done, nothing will be done. You're basically
right.
telling the people subconsciously, don't do anything, keep quiet. And so just be careful of the word studies when you hear that nonsense.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're very, very aware of that. Yeah, so we're hip to the whole. We're gonna do a study talk. Yeah, I talked about that. I did a broadcast about that earlier, so we broke that down. K City.
How you doing, Tariq? How's everything?
I'm good, K City. How are
All
you?
right. Here in Chicago, and I just want to let you know, I appreciate you educating me on the contempt that other groups have for us because I wasn't aware of it. And true story, the day I started a job, an African woman, within the week, she left the office. Um, she seemed
Mm,
uncomfortable with me being there. So
mm, mm.
that really I say, wow, I see a lot more now. So it's interesting, and I just wanted to bring to your attention a headline from 2 hours ago here. A private plane from Texas drops off over 100 migrants at O'Hare Airport. And the two
Wow,
people who flew the plane fled the scene in an Uber. So, I just,
wow. What the heck?
yeah,
What kind of shit? that. Now,
Uh,
man,
I
please.
know.
How they
I know. So I mean, I mean, they're flooding the airports, the police stations. It's getting a little crazy. So I just wanted you to speak on that.
well,
All
thank
right.
you so much, Willette. That's incredible. They got are they having tethers fly people in on planes and then immediately getting to work on Uber? Lord, these folks are they letting this stuff happen. They're letting these people do that. You don't get in no airspace without somebody knowing. It ain't no random people hit no damn airspace unauthorized. Man, you better understand how federal aviation work. You ain't just gonna pop up in some airspace in a major city like that, and them people don't know about it. Come on now, these people are funny style. They trying to make it seem like it was some tethers. Land, pull down, nigga. Land. Watch the wings, nigga. Slow down. No. They trying to make it seem like Soul Plane landed up there. No, they know who's dropping folks off and who's doing what. They know. Let's not play games. You know, man. Let me see. Shout out to everybody in here. We got a lot of people in here with even with Twitter down. We got a lot of folks in here. And shout out to the ladies. A lot of ladies are calling in tonight, which is great. I like the energy. The sisters are bringing great energy. Let's get FBA Empress in here. A lot of the sisters are calling through. FBA Empress. Hop on, FBA.
Can you hear me? Peace, Brother Tariq. How are you tonight?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you,
I am
beloved?
doing wonderful. I just felt like it was ladies' night going on. I didn't want to be left out.
Oh, yeah. The ladies are
Okay,
representing tonight.
I feel
Yes.
like it. Y'all, the vanilla root work. I am all about the vanilla. I'm going to try the
Yes.
lavender. You keep talking about it, but I like the vanilla so much.
I like it too. The vanilla is very good, but people, for some reason, that lavender just really took the hell off. Everybody just got that lavender, and they're rushing to get that lavender.
That's going to be my next
Yeah.
choice. Um,
Yes, indeed.
so I have a question, Tariq. So you were talking about the movie The Leave the World Behind. So I was having this conversation at my job, and I was talking to my coworker. They were Caucasian, um, and like there's a lot of messages in the movie. I know your space. You were talking about all these messages, right? So now we having this kind of inappropriate conversation at work. We ain't supposed to be really talking about all these things and messages. But he asked a question, and it made me curious. Since you were talking about, I'm gonna ask it to you. He asked, what do you think the point was of the girl at the end? Like the whole how it ended or whatever, right? I don't know who saw it. I don't want to spoil it, but you know how it ended. He was like like she just chose this house and she kind of like was in there. He said, it wasn't like end of times. It wasn't apocalypse. Why she eating up all their food and she chose to like go down there. She was so you know, concentrated on this movie. Like, what was that message about? Like, I have my thoughts on what I thought, what I told him, but I want to know what you thought about that. Like, the ending of it all. Like, what was that about?
Well, yeah. So for those who don't know, we'll give a spoiler. The girl went to one of the neighbors' houses, and the neighbors had they were prepared, so they had a bunker. So these were some wealthy people. So they had a whole bunch of food. They had a pantry full of food. One thing people did notice in their pantry, there was a bunch of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's products. A lot of people didn't catch that. That was a very interesting little tidbit. Also, they had a bunch of DVDs and they had a generator for electricity. So this girl goes on and put on the TV show Friends, and she's contempt watching the show Friends. And I think that has several meanings. One of the meanings to me was look at the deeper meaning of the show Friends and what it really means. Friends, and while an apocalypse is going on outside and there's a resetting of society outside because they kept referring to a reset in the film, while there's a resetting of society and an apocalypse going on, this girl is looking at Friends. What is Friends known for? The show Friends was known for not having black people in it. That's the message I got from it. Friends was infamous for not having any black people. So now this resetting of the world, are we resetting a world where there's no black people or black people are minimized in this reset world? because there were so many racial tidbits in the movie. So that's one of the things I got from it, because I'm looking at it from the lens of white supremacy. I'm looking at it from that because they always do things in the realm of white supremacy. And going back to the show Friends, remember how did the show Friends get started? Let's go into some trivia. The show Friends got started, basically, it was a white version of Living Single, which was a black show. Living Single came out on Fox, and Living Single was a hit. About four or five single black people kicking it, well-to-do black people looking fly, doing their thing. So that was a hit show. That's not the image they want to show of black people. They immediately came up with a white version of that, which is what they do all the time. They saw that that show was a hit. They were like, what can make this better is a white version. So Friends came out right after that and then took off and became legendary. And then Living Single only lasted for 5 years. So I always look at things from the lens of how white supremacy would work and operate in these scenarios. What did you take away, sister, from the Friends thing that the girl was doing?
So when they asked me, I was taking her off. I was like, "What?" Because I know that you were even talking about like it's a lot of messages from each side, right? When we was looking at what they was looking at, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, it was giving Goldilocks, right? It was like they head to the first house. It was too big. These other people came in there. They was able to occupy the space. Then her and her brother, they was in the little shed, and that was too small. And then she went to these people's house, and it was she kept looking at that. It was like just right. And she and they eat snacks and Cheetos and everything. And she found her
Mhm.
movie, the thing that she wanted all this time. It was like a Goldilocks thing to me. But I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting dynamics, sis. But thank you so much. But yeah, these shows, it's a very interesting dynamic. It's a very and speaking of Goldilocks, a lot of those stories from back in those days, Goldilocks, Hansel and Gretel, a lot of those stories were about white cannibalism. A lot of those stories were about people getting eaten by other people or by some kind of creature or entity. Go and think I did a broadcast about this before. Um, in European society, especially during the Dark Ages, Middle Ages, there was a lot of cannibalism going on. They try to make it seem like cannibalism was some kind of black thing. Nah, that cannibalism was a European thing. They were eating each other majorly. Y'all think Jeffrey Dahmer was the only one? No. The white supremacists up there in Europe, they were eating each other left and right, making pies out of people, mincemeat pie. And a lot of those stories, those little nursery rhymes, were about eating people. Hansel and Gretel, remember that? It was about a witch leaving out, was it breadcrumbs or something like that? And having the kids come to her house so she could eat them. A lot of people forget that part of the story. She was trying to fatten kids up so she can cook them and eat them. These some grim ass stories. Um, um, Little Red Riding Hood. It was about her as getting eaten. It was a wolf trying to eat her. The wolf was acting like her grandmother, and the wolf was like, "Bitch, I'm about to eat you." It was just these weird stories of kids getting eaten. There was some cannibalism in the original Snow White story. Um, Jack and the Beanstalk. Like fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Like I smell an Englishman's blood. I want to eat him. A giant eating people. That was a real big thing in European folklore. Is eating people. So when they came around us, there was a lot of that cannibalistic stuff with us too. Go get the book called The Delectable Negro about how these people would sit up and take our body parts and cook them and eat on them and use them for drinks and elixirs. Like they did that with Nat Turner. They boiled his body, they killed him and used his oil, and they would consume his oil. These people, you don't know who y'all dealing with. Y'all don't know their history. That's why when we start talking about their history, boy, they get upset. When I did the movie Buck Breaking, which was about white supremacist history, boy, they had a tissy fit. Oh, they were real up in arms about us doing that movie because we were going into their culture of sodomizing people as an act of war. They've been doing that ever since they came out of the ice glaciers. The minute they came out of Europe, they came with a sword in their wee wee in their hand. You understand? People like Alexander the Great and these people, they were pussy snatching too. Go look at the movie Buck Breaking if you haven't seen that. We go deep, and we're gonna do a Buck Breaking too as well. We go to buckbreakingmovie.com, buckbreakingmovie.com. That's a heavy film. All right, let's get we got a lot of folks in here. Let's get E Rose, Eddie Oates. Let's get Eddie Oates in here. Eddie Oates, E Rose. There you go. Hey, hey, how are you, beloved?
I'm great. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. Where you? What city you in,
I'm
dear?
in Memphis, Tennessee.
Shout out to Memphis. Love Memphis. What's on your mind?
Well, I just want to tell you about my day today. Something that was very strange that happened, and it's kind of about just kind of what you were just talking about. So, I was at the laundromat today with me and my children, and I'm in a black neighborhood, so it's a lot of black people, elderly. Anyway, I'm gonna make it quick, but I got to tell you what happened. So,
Go ahead.
I'm getting my clothes out of the dryer. My kids are off playing with the arcade games, and out my peripheral, my side eye, I see somebody like laying on the ground next to me, like they praying or something. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what time is somebody praying? So I look to the side. It's a white man. A white man looked like a bald head, cowboy boots, sweatpants, red shirt. I really was paying attention. And as soon as I looked to him, he jumped up and just start throwing up white supremacist hand signs, Illuminati pyramid, just start gibbering. But I was like, he started coming towards me. I said, so I went and grabbed my kids. Hey, y'all, come on, this white man acting crazy. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. So that's when everybody kind of started paying attention. So it was some brothers in there that hurry up and got him up out of there. But we had went on now. I was like, y'all keep an eye on him, watch it. I said, don't turn your back on him. Cause I was trying to make sure he didn't have a weapon, even a knife. He didn't look like he had a gun, but even a
Right.
knife, anything. Cause why was he over there? And like I said, he was laying on the ground like he was praying at first. Then he just jumped up and literally just started throwing up signs. I'm like, what the hell? So they got him outside. Then he just walking up and down the street, walking up and down the street. And I'm like, everybody was kind of keeping their eye on him. At that point, somebody did call the police. But then he kept walking up and down the street. He finally walked down a few businesses down, and then he got in a truck. So I just feel like because when I started screaming, because who knows what could have happened. Why is
Right.
your truck parked down the street a few businesses down, and you're over here in this laundromat with black people? This is a black neighborhood. It just was all weird. So I just want to tell everybody, just make sure everybody is still vigilant. Keeping your eyes open, watching for people that don't belong, especially in certain neighborhoods, because it's still an agenda, and people are, it could be another Buffalo or for Florida, just anything. It can happen at any time. They still, just looking for easy targets. And it was
Yeah.
the place I wash my clothes. It's a lot of elderly people, a lot of elderly black people, and moms and kids, children. So I just wanted to tell you about that. That literally happened today, and it's just been bothering me all day.
Wow.
So just wanted to tell everybody, just make sure everybody just pay attention, watch your surroundings.
Thank you so much, beloved. So yeah, family, and this is why I don't do gender divides. That right there is why I don't do no goddamn gender divides, because when they sit up and promote gender divides, that weakens us and that weakens the women. When they sit up here, these white supremacists, especially on the left, sit up and tell you, "Oh, you're so strong and you can do it on your own and you don't need no black man," and whoop de whoop. They want you to be out here by yourself so that one of these soft targets can get your ass. It sounds like some suspected white supremacist was out there doing some kind of reconnaissance work, trying to just kind of look around to see soft spots. They do that. They go to black neighborhoods and they'll kind of act like they're homeless or crazy so they can look and see who's where, what age group is at this location, where can I find a large number of black people. So if they want to make an attack, they can get a large number of people in one swoop. You understand? So the churches are kind of hip to it. So the churches kind of many churches are kind of prepared. They got brothers set up there to kind of look out. Some of these churches are, they got brothers out here with them things with guns. So the white supremacists understand these churches are not easy wins like they think they are. You can't go to like a black mosque like a, that's no, that's not going to work either because they're on alert too. So they're looking at places like the Family Dollar, places where a lot of black people will go. Remember down in Florida, they did that mass shooting at a Family Dollar, you see? So they do reconnaissance work to kind of look and see where a large number of black people are going to congregate. So they can get a lot of soft targets at a low income laundromat area in a black community because they know there's a lot of black people who are going to be there. This dude was scoping out that place. I can almost guarantee it. This dude was sitting up here getting intel, going to a black laundromat. So we got to have our eyes open. We got to be on alert. These white supremacists are cowardly. They like to go for women, children, and the elderly. They like to go for soft targets. Yeah. Let's get let's get Harrison in here. Speaking of those in the dominant society, Mr. Harrison, hop on.
Tariq, what's good? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you, Mr. Harrison?
I'm not bad. So I saw a really interesting video today, and I can't believe I had never seen it before or never heard this theory before. But it was a man named Dick Gregory. Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I knew Dick Gregory. He was in one of my films. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. So I came to the right place. So have you heard about his theory or what he had to say about the Malaysia Air Flight 370 disappearance and kind of what happened with that with in terms of the four scientists that they the Rothschilds and um, the Carlyle group ended up taking the patents of those four scientists that were on board that flight, and that flight, he basically said that that flight actually landed at a very sketchy Air Force base, and that they ended up stealing those patents. Do you know anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. So,
Okay, so what was your involvement with Dick Gregory? Is he? I mean, he passed away what, like 5 6 years ago, or what?
yeah, he was in one of my movies. And Dick Gregory's a legendary comedian. So, yeah, he was in one of my movies, but I haven't heard. And Dick has a bunch of theories. Dick has made tons of videos. So I just haven't heard that one. I haven't heard that one, so I don't know about that one. So what's your theory? What do you think about it? I mean, it's something that perturbs you, I think. So what
Well, I thought it was pretty alarming. I mean, I thought, because basically what these patents were is, so essentially it's technology where in order to, so you hear about like sort of putting microchips into people and kind of tracking people and things like that. Because again, whether you're black or you're white or whatever your skin color is, right? We're all kind of affected by a lot of the same things in the world, and there's a lot of there, you know, there's a lot of good white people, good black people, good brown, yellow, every skin color, and then there's the elite people and the Illuminati. And
all right. Let me get angry. Oh, I don't want to hear all that. Angry Afro in here.
Tariq, my brother, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I got a question for you about your documentary,
Which one? Which doc? I've done a whole bunch of them. Which one?
particularly the buck breaking one.
Yes. What about it?
So, you know how you said something about how, like, in Jamaica, the reason why they're homophobic is because of the buck breaking going on.
Yeah. That was major in Jamaica. They were doing a lot of that.
Right. So, my question to you is, why isn't the same in for the FBA is like in Atlanta. There's a lot of buzzy popping going along with the FBA brothers. So why aren't they like that?
Well, you know, there's a lot of U tethers in Atlanta. Atlanta's full of U tethers. And you'll notice a lot of places where a lot of that activity is alarmingly tethers. Like a lot of bussy activity in DC, full of U
All
tethers.
right, but
So
what tethers though? Like you got to
let's,
be specific, you know.
I mean, come on, you know, from your homeland,
No, 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 no.
some place,
I'm from Somalia. You know, we killed faggots.
right? Yeah, no, no, no. Watch your language. Don't use
I'm
that kind
sorry.
of
I'm
language.
sorry. That was disrespectful.
Right, yes, it was because you know you had to spread your pussy to get a green card, so don't disrespect yourself. But yeah, a lot of y'all have to do certain things, and you bring that same energy over here, and then we have to, you know, deal with the stigma of it being wiped off on us. So you know, it's a lot of y'all. You know, you kind of have to compromise your Bucci cat in order to get little tangibles, benefits, and green card,
No, no,
sir.
no. I
So,
like Somali booty.
no, no, I know you
Somali
do.
booty. Somali
I know
booty. You
you do.
know,
You
you
like
don't like
Bucci.
Somali girls? They got the fattest
Bucci.
asses.
You said it right. You like Somali Bucci. You
Wait,
yes
was
right. Now I know you do. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
no, no,
Yes,
no. But
indeed.
Gucci is it only like a
Don't bring
guy's
that.
butt? Is that a woman's butt too?
No, 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 no. You said it right. You like Somali Bucci. That's right. And I don't want you to bring that energy over here, sir. We don't want that Captain Phillips KY jelly energy that you
You
bring
know,
over
that's
here.
my cousin. You know. Hey, but
Because
Tariq, like seriously though, if you come to
because, dude, you be bending niggas over saying, I'm the captain now. And that's the problem. Are you taking control of the nigga Bucci cat?
we put a green light in Minnesota.
All right, let me get you out of here because now you're scaring me, nigga. All right, he said it right. He likes Somali Bucci. That wasn't a Freudian slip. It was the truth coming out. All right. Yes, indeed. All right.